Young and the Restless recap January 8, Damian suspects Nate. It was another whirlwind day in Genoa City as alliances shifted, secrets unraveled, and tensions bubbled over. The January 8 episode of Asterisk, The Young and the Restless Asterisk left fans on the edge of their seats, with Damian's growing suspicion of Nate taking center stage. Here's a deep dive into everything that happened, the subtle clues dropped, and the juicy drama that promises to shape the weeks ahead. The brewing tension. The episode opened with Damian's mounting frustration. Ever since he returned to Genoa City under mysterious circumstances, he's been keeping a close eye on those he once trusted. While he initially dismissed Nate as an ally who had fallen out of touch, Damian's instincts told him something wasn't quite right. In the early scenes, Damian's skepticism began to show when he encountered Nate at Crimson Lights. The tension was palpable as Damian's casual questions about Nate's recent activities were met with vague and deflective responses. Nate, who's been struggling to maintain the facade of his loyalty to both Elena and his newfound allies in Newman Media, seemed rattled by Damian's probing. Elena caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, Elena found herself unknowingly pulled into the growing conflict. Her relationship with Nate had already been on shaky ground, thanks to his ambitious maneuvers and their differing priorities. As Damian's suspicions grew, he sought Elena's perspective, hoping to gather intel without revealing his hand. Elena, unaware of Damian's ulterior motives, opened up about her concerns regarding Nate's behavior. He's been so distant lately, she confessed during an impromptu coffee chat with Damian. "I feel like he's hiding something, but every time I try to ask, he just brushes it off." Damian's expression hardened at her words, though he quickly masked his emotions. Victor's machinations. Across town, Victor Newman remained embroiled in his own schemes. As patriarch of the Newman dynasty, Victor's hands are rarely clean, and this episode was no exception. While he's often several steps ahead of his enemies, even Victor couldn't anticipate the ripple effects of Damian's suspicions. In a heated exchange at Newman Tower, Victor confronted Nate about his divided loyalties. "I need to know where your allegiance lies," Victor growled, his voice laced with warning. Nate, visibly shaken, assured Victor that he was fully committed to the Newman cause. But Victor's steely gaze suggested he wasn't entirely convinced. Later, a cryptic phone call between Victor and an unknown associate hinted that he might be orchestrating a test of Nate's loyalty. "Keep an eye on him," Victor instructed. "I want to know his every move," Abby's warning. Amidst the unfolding drama, Abby Newman Abbott Chancellor found herself reluctantly drawn into the fray. As Damian's confidant, Abby knew more about his return to Genoa City than she cared to admit. She tried to dissuade him from pursuing his vendetta against Nate, warning that it could backfire spectacularly. "You're playing with fire, Damian," Abby cautioned during a private conversation at Society. "Nate's not the man you think he is. And if you push too hard, you might end up exposing yourself instead." Diane, however, was undeterred. "I have to get to the truth, Abby," he replied. "I can't let him continue deceiving everyone. If he's working against us, we need to stop him before it's too late." Phyllis's interference. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Phyllis Summers, never one to shy away from stirring the pot, inserted herself into the drama. Overhearing snippets of Damian's conversation with Abby, Phyllis couldn't resist the opportunity to gather intel for her own purposes. Confronting Damian at the Grand Phoenix, Phyllis feigned concern. "You've been awfully secretive since you got back," she remarked. "If there's something going on, maybe I can help." Damian, wary of Phyllis's motives, gave little away. But the interaction left Phyllis more determined than ever to uncover his secrets. Her meddling, as always, promises to complicate an already tangled web. Damian's revelation. As the episode drew to a close, Damian's suspicions reached a boiling point. Armed with a series of cryptic messages and fragmented clues, he confronted Nate in a dramatic showdown at Chancellor Park. "I know what you've been up to," Damian declared, his voice low and menacing. Nate, caught off guard, struggled to maintain his composure. "You're playing a dangerous game, Nate, and it's only a matter of time before everyone sees you for who you really are." Nate, for his part, denied any wrongdoing, but Damian's steely resolve suggested he wouldn't be easily swayed. As they parted ways, the tension between them was palpable. setting the stage for an explosive confrontation in the episodes to come. What's next? The January 8 episode of Asterisk, The Young and the Restless Asterisk left fans with more.